I'm on God time, what you want, huh? I'm on God time, what you want, huh? I'm on God time, what you want, huh? What you want, huh? I'm on God time, what you want, huh? What you want, huh? I'm on God time, what you want, huh? God time, we don't never waste. We don't never.
Hey, welcome back to Rock Top Sports Talk. This is your boy Coach Rice. On this episode, we're going to be previewing this Tennessee Vanderbilt game. Massive game to finish the season. You know, high expectations for Vanderbilt. Unfortunately, I even hate saying that, but it's a game in which we can end their playoff dreams, even though no matter what, they need a lot of help to be able to get in the playoffs. But Tennessee goes out and focuses, does their thing, and maintains the offensive efficiency from last week, especially from the first half, and plays like they did defensively. I think we'll handle the Vanderbilt Commodores. But with that being said, let me get y'all to go give us a thumbs up, give us a subscribe to the channel at Rocky Top Sports Talk, and then go follow us on Twitter at Rocky Top Talks 1, and then on Facebook as well at Rocky Top Sports Talk. I post on there anytime we go live. Same thing with Twitter, and I'll post some other things on Twitter and communicate with y'all. And then it's also got our personal Twitter accounts on there if you want to talk to us via that as well. And then let me get my guys, Big Mike and Rocky Top Tom, on here, and then we'll get this show on the road. What's up, guys?
What's up?
Oh, not much. You know, getting ready, trying to recover from stuff in my gut yesterday, and then pretty much just doing some stuff around the house and getting ready for this football game tonight. And got ready for this podcast as well. Going to the big playoff football game at Milan tonight versus Huntington. I know Big Mike, you're going to be there, and I got somebody that's going to come. So big playoff rivalry game, state semifinal, and it's one of the biggest rivalries in the state, Huntington versus Milan. So good. That's one good thing, Big Michael, about the way they redid the structure of the playoff format. You get this big rivalry games later on in the playoffs. So loving that. How about you, Tom, man? How's your Friday, the day after you stuff in your gut, being?
I'm still stuffed, brother.
Yeah,
we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it all again this evening too. We got leftovers we got to put down. Yeah, for sure. I wish I was able to get all the way out there for that game, though. I heard it's supposed to be a pretty good game.
Yeah. It's gonna be a massive game. I know Joey's going to be there too. So, and he's doing some stuff to help that out. So,
nice.
He may come on, may not. So, but we'll see. Big Mike, you ready for this game tonight, brother?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Ready to watch the Mr. Football finalist Jaden Pete eat tonight.
Yeah, there you go. I'm no commitment. I have no comment on who I want to win. I got some friends up in Huntington. I got some friends in Milan, and so I just want it to be a good football game. So, with that being said, let's get into start talking about, man, this Tennessee Vanderbilt game. I know it's a big game for both sides. Obviously, Tennessee can get to 9-3 and build some momentum going into the off season. Transfer portal season and signing day that comes up first week of December. And then we also talk about ending Vanderbilt's hopes of trying to be a football playoff contender. I still think they need a lot of help to be able to get there, since they're at that 14 spot. If they were to beat Tennessee and a couple teams were to lose, they may sneak their way in, but I personally don't think that's going to happen. So what's your first thoughts on this game before we really get into the game and break it down, Big Mike?
I say we just take them out tomorrow where they don't have to worry about watching all the other games. I think I very much would like to end their not end their season, but their hopes of making the playoff.
Yeah.
Of course, everybody's aware of the comments that Diego Pavia made before the season, and I'm
Yeah.
sure the players have been reminded of that. And I hope Nealon is loud tomorrow and makes it very difficult for him to communicate, and we take care of business.
No doubt, no doubt. Another thing I want to mention: Senior Day.
Yes.
Get to remember several of these seniors that will not be coming back because of COVID year. Yeah, welcome in. Make sure. Yeah, I got you. Make sure you grab a beer before you sit down and hit that thumbs up. You dang right. But yeah, there's a special, attention to the seniors. Obviously, tomorrow, with it being Senior Day, you got guys like Joey Aguilar who came in this year, and even though they're fighting for extra years, I don't want to get Tom going on that, but but there's a lot of seniors that will be participating in Senior Day. Hopefully, they get to feel that emotion, but then get once the game gets going, get that behind them and realize they have a big game in front of them. So, what's your first thoughts on that on tomorrow's game, Tom?
I never in my life have seen a Vanderbilt game that was more important than this. We've had bad seasons where we lost to Vanderbilt, which growing up, I never would have thought we'd lose to Vanderbilt. I think when I was young, we'd only lost to them fewer than 20 times, and this is a no-brainer for Tennessee. They've got to win this game, go 9-3 regular season, salvage the regular season. They had three losses, two of which were completely inexcusable. And if you salvage this and you go like you just hit it, we talked about this a couple weeks ago, and you just hit it again right on the nose. It is so crucial for recruiting. It's so crucial for off-season momentum. It's so crucial to get a Florida Bowl game. I mean, it's everything. And it's a Vanderbilt game. I never would have thought, this is good for the rivalry, but it's not good for my nerves because I'm telling you, Vanderbilt, they average like 7 penalties a game, but they're a sound team. They know their assignments, and they don't usually get beat that well off the ball. So it's going to be interesting to watch. If we show up defensively, the players know their assignments. They're calling out their assignments. They're communicating clearly. It's going to be something fun to watch. It really will. I wish I could be in Neyland for this tomorrow, or not tomorrow. Yeah, it is tomorrow. I wish I could be in Neyland for this, even though it's a 3:30 game, man. It is the time. It is the time. They got to they just got to do it. They got to do it. Cross the board.
Taking care of Vanderbilt, obviously. Like we've both said, key momentum wise for off season. There's so many things that we're going to be able to get to into this game. How it affects Tennessee going forward, and then what Vanderbilt does, why they've been so successful this year. Obviously, they got that punk named Diego Pavia at quarterback who give him his due. He's a great quarterback for their system. Gets them in the right spots.
Say that again.
The name for their system.
For their system.
Their system. He's someone that their team obviously rallies behind. It's a guy that it thrives off of competitive nature. His competitive nature gets him going. So obviously I think our defense is going to be massive tomorrow. If we're going to win the game, they got to get some stops. But Big Mike, what do you think our defense obviously needs to do to kind of slow down Diego Pavia?
I believe our secondary needs to cover the receivers well, and we need to get in the backfield. I mean, I think it's that simple. We just however they do it. Like if Banks decides to blitz, or if we just use our front, I just think we need to get to Pavia in the backfield and make him make some mistakes.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. I think there's a lot that Diego he does. He reminds a lot of people of Johnny Manziel. Obviously, not to the same tier of talent, but he's still good for their system. Like I said earlier, the way he runs the ball, the way he leaves the pocket and tries to get the offense when the play is not there, he creates offensive plays. So one thing Tennessee's going to have to do is have their linebackers are going to have eyes on Diego at all times, whether it be in the read option game or just straight, making a play out of nothing. So, big game for Arian Carter and Edwin Spillman and Jaden Perlotti tomorrow.
Mhm.
Obviously, last year we got a lot of pressure on him, and that kind of took him out of rhythm. And so I expect to see a lot of that tomorrow as well. Let me talk about some of these chat in the chat here. Sam, what's up, Sam? Hopefully you can get on here in a little bit and break it down with us. Diego has a better chance of leaving on a stretcher than beating Tennessee and Neyland tomorrow. You dang right. I believe you there. And ACW A780 Diego thumbs down. That's she's all for Diego getting hurt without a doubt. So or not getting hurt, but playing a bad game. So his smack talk that he did earlier in the season, I wouldn't mind seeing him going out in the stretcher. You don't talk to Tennessee like that when Tennessee's owned you for years. And so I wish I had a clip of what he said on that Netflix documentary because that's just pathetic. There you go. He can get hurt too. I love it. So, Big Mike, obviously, or Tom, I've already went to Big Mike. So, Tom, to wrap up Diego Pavio, I've already kind of talked about spying Arian Carter or Edwin Spillman or getting pressure on them. But the rest are offensive, skilled guys. There are some weapons too. They got Cedric Alexander. They got Newberry at running back. They got another guy. His name's leaving me at running back, and then they got Junior Sherrill and the other slot receiver. His name's leaving me, but they're both really good. I'll pull it up here in a second. I had both their names sitting here on my mind, and then my mind just went blank. But what do you want to see defensively to slow down this Vanderbilt offense that's at times can be really explosive?
Yeah, they can. They can. I've only watched 2 entire Vanderbilt games this year. It was the Alabama game and the Florida game, back-to-back weeks. They played the number 10 team in the country. They lost to Alabama. They made some crucial mistakes. They beat a half-hearted, overrated LSU team that, I mean, let's be real. That was not the best win in the world, but for Vanderbilt, that was a pretty good win. Defensively, they've got this kid. Well, let's start with the obvious. Diego Pavia is their everything for that system. He's the Haynes King of their team. I love Haynes King. I can't stand Diego Pavia, and it's all in attitude. So I just wanted to get that whole thing. For anybody that thinks that they are the same, no, they are not the same. Haynes King carries himself like a proper young guy should. This Diego Pavia guy, he's got a mouth on him the size of Texas. He is their everything, though. He leads the team, obviously, in passing, but he can't throw a deep ball that well. He leads the team in rushing by far. It's not even close. And that's mostly from blown assignments, scrambling out of the pocket, or design runs, of course. But still, I mean, defensively, we got to be on point because they're going to run read option, speed option, center gap option, outer I lost my train of thought. Yeah, they're going to run outside zone, all of it. And guess what? They got an RPO off of every single one of those. So you got to play assignment football, and you've got to know who your guy is. You've got to be communicating clearly. this is one of those games where you see the players after a series, they're sitting there watching those little iPads. They're watching what just happened on the previous drive as a defensive unit. This is going to be one of those games where you're going to have to look at some of the minuscule differences that they've shown in other games that they're going to put in a new wrinkle in a later drive against us because they hadn't done it all year. And I like Clark Lee. I don't like to like Clark Lee, but I like him. And I think he's that kind of guy that's going to do stuff like that at halftime. He's going to come out and run a different wrinkle. He's going to come out after you show us a pitch 2 or 3 times on a certain look, whatever variation of it is. And you're still going to have to look for something like that in the second quarter, second half, whatever it is. We got to play sound defensively. We're going to score offensively. Look, we played half depleted, half-hearted, half sitting out. I don't even know if those halves add up, but Florida team last week. And we ran all over them in the first half, but we didn't score in the second half. That concerned me. We can't do that against Vanderbilt, and it's not going to happen like that against Vanderbilt because they're a little bit defensively better than Florida, just a little bit. They do a little bit better at stopping the run. And, of course, they're not depleted defensively. They do have 2 defensive tackles out that I was looking at earlier. That definitely helps with us for sure. It's going to help with their rotational depth, not being able to handle it. If we run it 50-some times a game like we did last week, we win this football game if we run it effectively. That's just a little bit, They got this tight end named Eli
Stowers, and I was just fixing to get into that.
That kid's dangerous. Yeah,
he is dangerous. Eli, they have 2 very good tight ends. One of them, and Eli Stowers will probably be the number 1 tight end in the draft this next year. And then they got another tight end that's really tall. He's 6'8". They move him around like as a mainly blocker, but they move him around to really create advantages in the run game. And then Trey Richardson is that other wide receiver. He's a speed guy that you'll see him on triple option stuff, jet sweep. You'll see him motion into the backfield and do all types of things. So they create a lot of problems, much like Florida does with motion, moving guys around. But they're not going to give up on the run like Florida did early in the game. They're gonna. That's their bread and butter. They run some more, and then they RPO and play action off of it for big shots. So there's a lot that this defense is going to have to do. You look at David Hobbs, you look at Don Bailey, you look at Bryson Eason, all of our interior guys, and then Joshua Josephs and Caleb Herring and Jordan Ross on the outside. They're going to have to set the edge and then clog up the middle. This team is very stubborn, much like their quarterback, as far as running the ball. And that's what happened last year. As Big Mike and you and all 3 of us saw last year, they could not get the run game going. And so that kind of hindered them in the passing game because they set up the pass via the run. So it kind of put a hamper on their offense. So offensively, Big Mike, Vanderbilt is, I think, 101st in passing defense. So let's just say that and roll with it. What do you expect from our offense tomorrow?
I hope that Heupel tries to establish the run game. I mean, I'm beating a dead horse, but I hope they try to establish the run game and get Deshaun Bishop, Star Thomas going. And I like to see Joey take off on some runs as well.
Yeah.
I like that little bit of a wrinkle in there, and I think Joey has a big game tomorrow. Especially as you mentioned, the pass defense. I think Joey will have a big game tomorrow, and get our all of our receivers involved. Hopefully, our tight ends. Ethan Davis, had the big game against Florida last week. I was encouraged by that. So hopefully they go into it tomorrow and they get the run going, and then Joey has a big game.
Yeah. I concur on everything you just said there. I think Joey does have a massive game. I think we do establish the run. I think Coach Heupel and company found something in that game last week against Florida via the run game out of that pistol formation. I think you're going to see a little more of it being a little more dynamic with Joey being able to get some play action off of it. And then I'm right there with you. You hit another big spot, Ethan Davis. I wish we'd seen more of him all season. I know he was hurt for a little bit of the year, but that dude is dynamic with the ball in his hands and is a mismatch on safeties and linebackers and smaller corners. So find him ways to get him the ball and multiple times. I get flats out of the backfield, RPO game over the middle, or hit him, get him matched up on the corner outside and just 50-50 it. Because that dude catches everything, and I know at one point he was having droppies. Joey's throwing some bad throws to him, and he has snagged everything. So Ethan Davis, I'm loving it. I love that. Big Mike, I like those points of action for our offense. But Tom, what do you want to see from our offense? I know where you're going to go, but go ahead. Take it out there for us.
Yeah, I do want to see us throwing it all over the yard, but I mean, I overstepped a second. I'm so excited about running the football, y'all. I know. Star Thomas might not be able to go, but all season I've been, Peyton Lewis, which is even worse because I love Deshaun Bishop, but as far as what I wanted to see this year, I would have thought Peyton Lewis would have just had,
I think that was all three of us. We all thought Peyton Lewis was going to take off this year.
Next year. Anyway, I mean, when I get to talking about that, it gets me excited because we did have those three backs, and all season I've just wanted them to get 20 touches a game, get 60 carries on offense. We're not going to see that. So let me kind of back up a little bit. They do stink at covering the pass game. They're very, very bad. Even LSU was able to throw it downfield against them. I mean, that was bad. So I do expect that we're going to run the ball off of the pass, which is nice because if we can actually do that and they are spread out, that's the key to it. They've got to be spread out.
Yeah, I agree.
And they got to go fast. They got to go fast, and they got to be spread out in order to run the ball. Didn't exactly work against you in NCAA football the other day when I was going 5 wide. But anyway, they got to do it fast, and they got to do it spread out to where Vanderbilt, they haven't seen offense like that necessarily the way that it runs specifically. They've played good offenses. They've played against Alabama. They've played against they beat Missouri, didn't they? I mean, at the time, Missouri was cranking offensively. And actually, you know what? I lied earlier. I watched the Missouri-Vanderbilt game too. Yeah. That was actually a pretty good game. They made some mistakes defensively that could have cost them that game, but they didn't actually lose. But we'll get to the offensive part of them in a few minutes. Yeah, I expect we're going to run it off the throw, but yeah, I think our three receivers, man, if they're pumping and the O-line gives Joey some time, I don't think if they don't commit stupid penalties, they don't jump off sides, they don't hold, they give him some time. I know that's literally all three of what you need, but there's a reason that's all three of what you need. They give him all three of those, then he's got all day to throw. Somebody's going to make a play.
Yeah.
That's it.
I agree. And just shout out to you, Ohio State fan out there. We don't care about that. The game is what they call it. I think that's what they call it. But no, I hope Michigan beat y'all. So I'm just telling.
Yeah.
No, I'm just. Hey, I really don't care. But the thing is, this Tennessee offense, what they looked like last week, especially in the first half. Second half, don't get me going. I think they kind of sleptwalked through that second half. Josh Heupel kind of took the foot off the gas and did some things a little different. And we played a little unclean. But, this offense, if you get that run game going, it opens up the back end so much, even though we didn't take very many shots last week, which is another crazy thing of how we got that big lead. It's just you create so much spacing when you get that run game going in the middle of the field. And so, because those safeties have to come down, and it makes that play action and RPO game that much stronger. And so you see the week after week, whatever game you're going to, whatever NFL game, whatever high school, even RPOs and play action can't be efficient if you're not running the ball with efficiency. And so it's something that Tennessee, I felt like going into last week, was committed to, and I'm hoping they keep that going. I think Deshaun Bishop has a big game again this week. Vanderbilt is about mid average in the SEC in stopping the ball in the run game. I think Sam hit it on the spot earlier talking about Auburn's big game against them. So we'll see what the case is there. But I definitely feel like the Vanderbilt defense is not going to be able to stop us. All right, so let's get into the other side. As far as Vanderbilt's offense, and we talked about what our defense is going to do. Talked about Trey Richardson earlier, Junior Sherrill, their two wide receivers. Their main actual target as far as their big play guy is Eli Stowers. You kind of mentioned him earlier. He is a matchup nightmare for safeties, and our safeties is our weakness. So obviously, if you stop the run, it limits him as much as far as play action targets go. But what else defensively do you want to see tomorrow, Big Mike, as far as a team unit, or you can identify a single player, someone that you feel like needs to step up and have a big game going into this Vanderbilt game?
I believe obviously Arian Carter will have a big game tomorrow, and maybe Perlotti. I'd like to see him continue to play well, step up, and have a big game. You're right. Vanderbilt has a lot of weapons, and we have to do something to be able to stop them. And like you said, I believe stopping the run, is number one. And then I think that will help us out a lot in the secondary if we can stop their running attack.
Yeah, I agree. It's so key. The crazy, we're a little bit more explosive as far as vertical passing game, but we're both teams that, for most part, depend on the run and use play action to build off of that in RPO games. So, Tom, the what Diego Pavia does is obvious, unique to what they do. But who is a guy that you see in our secondary that needs to have a big game? I think obviously overall our secondary needs to have a big game, but they got two really good speedy wide receivers. They got Stowers at tight end. Who in our secondary you feel like you need to call out to have a big game tomorrow?
In the secondary specifically?
Yeah, in the secondary specifically.
Man, I would love Colton Hood to shut down whoever completely. Yeah. I mean, whoever they're going to put him on, because, of course, we've gotten a little bit squirrely about where we've got guys lined up. Now, I like that sometimes. We've gotten a little bit odd about they're not always playing just one side of the field. Last year was something special to watch with Jermod McCoy. I hope Tennessee fans realize that. Last year, watching Jermod McCoy was something special because he could literally cover anybody. Yeah. And there were some perfect throws that some quarterbacks made that are just freakish perfect throws, but that was something special to watch. If Colton Hood has a lockdown game, I would have to go and preface all this by saying I don't care if they do get some over the top, because that's the one way. I do not want Diego Pavia's legs to be what beats us. So secondary wise, I want Hood to shut down whoever he's going to be on top of. Yeah. I don't
I
know.
agree with that take, Sam. I think if we have Gibson, McCoy, and then you put Hood in the slot, which was originally the plan. If McCoy could have came back, which unfortunately, that story's been told. He's done, and then Gibson never got hurt. You have Hood in the slot at the star. It really changes the outlook of what this secondary is, and I think you see Tim Banks even play. Even though we all have our thoughts about Tim Banks, but I think he plays a little more aggressive this season with those three corners on the field and being able to let those guys go play one-on-one because they've been there, they've done that. Obviously, we didn't know Colton Hill was going to have this good of a season. And now he's getting first round looks in the draft and early second round to where he's upped his ante to where now, you look at the beginning of the season, Ricky Gibson was even getting first, second round looks. Obviously, he's probably going to come back because of his injury. But there's a lot there that could have happened. Obviously, that's coulda, woulda, shoulda. But this team has taken steps throughout the year. Ty Redmond has got better week after week after week.
Yes.
He's drastically improved. They were kind of bullying him early in the SEC play, but you've seen him get better. You've seen Colton Hood be consistent all year. But I think overall in the back end, you talk about the safeties and everything else, our communication has got better from week to week. And I know Tim Banks and Willie Martinez is kind of hampered on that in the press conferences. So I think going into this week, we're pretty healthy outside of the guys that we know are out and have been out. Miles Kitselman being out. We don't really have any of those questionable guys outside of who did I see on it yesterday? It was Peyton Lewis, and there was one other that was questionable. I can't remember who the other questionable person was, but for this defense to go do what they need to do against Vanderbilt, I think it goes hand in hand with what our offense is. So, Big Mike, you look at what we've done so far this season, through 11 games. What is something you want to see tomorrow that you kind of haven't seen so far this season? And I got one that is, it probably go around the table for us, but what's something you want to see tomorrow that we haven't really seen all season?
I think you kind of touched on Ty Redmond, and getting picked on earlier in the year. Just kind of piggybacking off of you, I think his playing time this year is going to prove very valuable for next year. And I'd like to see him step up and have a big game tomorrow. Maybe get a turnover. Maybe Redmond get an interception tomorrow, or cause a fumble or something like that. And another guy that I think needs to have a big game tomorrow has been burned a few times is Jalen McMurray. I'd like to see him cause some havoc tomorrow.
Yeah, he's another one of those guys that you at the beginning you say that he was more thought of as a rotational guy, someone that come in, but he's had to step, especially with the Boo Carter crowd, has had to step in and play majority of the game at that slot role at the star, and has done some good things, but he's also been picked on, like Big Mike just said. But the communication. Like I said, this between this Oklahoma game and the New Mexico State game and the Florida game, you start seeing it. And part of that, a lot of people are saying maybe it was Boo being in the locker room, being that cancer in the locker room causing issues. So hopefully that's something that maybe we've gotten rid of. So Boggs, man, I hate to tell you, man, I hope they both lose. So it's much like the Ohio State Michigan game. I hope they both lose, but it's all as long as they're good football games, I don't care. I don't care who wins. I don't care who
I can
loses.
tell you, just since we're hitting on it for a second, I'm pretty sure Florida's going to eat Florida State for lunch tomorrow. It's just going to be something. Florida's pissed. Their players are pissed. If they don't have a whole lot of opt-outs again, that's I don't even want to get rolling on it. But yeah, I think they're going to eat Florida State for lunch.
Yeah.
That's just I hope. I mean, it would make our win over them look a little bit better, just slightly. I mean, hey, they let us down in some other spots earlier in the year.
True.
I'm the kind of person that wants Florida to be undaggone defeated before they're playing us, and then we ruin their year. Yeah. No, you don't have to check into the psych ward, bro.
Yeah. No, us as Tennessee fans, trust me, all three of us can say we've been there, we've done that. So.
No doubt. But I want to tack on to what you were saying a second ago about McMurray, about Jamie McMurray, or that's the NASCAR coming out. Jalen McMurray coming up in run support. We might not. Hey, what's up, man?
What's up, Joe?
Good to see you, bud.
Good to see you, brother.
What's up, brother?
What's going on, man?
So
just enjoy it. Just talking about we were talking about how bad Florida and Florida State is, but now Tom was fixing to talk about something.
No, I was just actually going to say, because we've been talking about defense texting and stuff all year as far as watching these games. Joey, what do you think defensively? We're kind of tailing in on this whole thing. What do you think defensively we got to do to shut them down?
That's why I fired Tim Banks.
Yes, sir. Now we're talking turkey.
No, I think we gotta. And I hate to use a spy, but I would make him Vita's throwing the ball. There's no way I'm allowing him to run the ball unless come Saturday. There's no way I'm letting Diego Pavia throw a Heisman Trophy stance because he scored a rushing touchdown.
Yes.
So if I find whatever you want to call it, I just know that somebody's got to be on like their attention has to be on him completely the entire time. Whoever they want to do it with, I don't care. Hopefully somebody that ain't scared to hit, but I think that's got to be the key to the game Saturday. Is there's no way that Pavia beats us with his legs, like zero chance. Can't do it.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I think we're all on the same plate as Sam here. He says, I'm on my way to get a beer. I'm too emotional this week wanting Diego Pavia's tombstone to be planted in Neyland. So there's that. I think Joey, and we all three have kind of talked about it a little bit. What do you want to see offensively? I know we kind of talked in the messages about what Tennessee did offensively to Florida, kind of relying on the run and establishing the run. What do you want to see this week versus Vanderbilt offensively?
Run the dang ball.
Yeah.
I mean, just shove it down their throat, make them stop it. And if they do, then we have the best receivers in the nation and a quarterback that if he's not, I don't know. I was curious all season, really, and it's come out later rather than earlier. But I was wondering if he would pre-snap know who he was going to throw the ball to. And I think that's what's got him in trouble. I was watching some film this week when I had a minute. And I think it was your boy, what's his name? The film guy, Brooks or whatever.
Yeah, Brooks.
Yeah. I think he was saying the same thing. And you can tell. It's anyway. But run the ball, play action. I like getting him out of the pocket and throwing the ball to run. I loved that. I don't know where that Heupel has been all year. His play calling in the first half was probably the best it's been all year.
Outside of the Georgia first half, I'm right there with you.
It was, Georgia first quarter. After that, we sucked. But I don't know. I just know we better not lose the Paviites and his mom in the crowd doing the Heisman. She probably
I'm just hoping what ESPN don't show her 15.
She probably can't even spell Heisman.
She's
Yeah,
overtaken the Swiftie as the most viewed woman on television during a sporting event, and
yeah,
not
Right.
even for the right reasons either. But yeah, look, that whole thing. If I swear, if I've been in Neyland when we lost games that we should not have lost many times. If I was there tomorrow and we were to lose to Vanderbilt, I don't want to speak it into existence, but I'd be throwing my shoes, I'd be throwing my beer on the field, I'd be throwing what I'm sorry. I hate that kind of stuff, but I'm telling you, you're right, dude. We cannot lose to I love that. That what is it, the Vandyite or the Pavyites?
Pavlites.
That was perfect.
Yeah.
I'm gonna steal that from you, man. You ought to
Who
copyright that because
they
that's all.
haven't been anything till dude got to school. Now, granted, they've been good this year. I'll give them their credit. They've been good. I'm not mad. I'm glad it's competitive. But at the same time, like, don't come in here talking like Vanderbilt has been a football team at all ever. You know, like football is going to come through Vandy in Tennessee.
That's
Dog,
crap.
can you even spell Tennessee at this point? Chill out.
Uh,
I hope somebody throws a bottle of mustard at his mom or a golf ball. Like
I'm not
anyway,
there. I ain't got the
I'm
golf ball in my pocket. I was at the
Man,
for
Ole Miss
sure.
game.
So defensively, though, they're going to run a lot of A gap. Look, I recognize their offense in a different formation than Navy, but I've been watching Navy do this to people for decades, and I love watching it. But tomorrow, if we see it in Neyland, I'm going to be so pissed. They're going to run a lot of A gap. They're going to run the keeper off of it, and then, of course, like we said, the RPO off of that, with those two really good underneath tight ends that are just they're great. They catch almost everything you throw at them. And those 3 games that
Yeah.
I've watched, even against, I mean, we moved the ball all night against Alabama. We moved it all night against Alabama. We gave up a couple sacks, but still, I mean, they moved it very well against Alabama. They moved it extremely well against LSU, but that was because LSU sometimes lined up with 3 or 4 down linemen, and they didn't even put one guy. Not one guy's job against LSU was it to spy Diego Pavia. He's a hell of an athlete, and I hate it. I hate it. I love it that they're good and it's competitive, but you have got to lock him down.
Yeah,
Don't let him beat you.
I'm right there with you. Big Mike. So we've talked about kind of what Pavia brings to them, what their other skill guys do. Defensively, they're a team that plays. In years past, they've played Josh Heupel's teams as let's not get beat. Let's play eight guys in coverage. Let's bring 3 or 4 and protect with 7 or 8. What do you think Vanderbilt? Given what Tennessee showed against Florida last week, what do you think Vanderbilt's going to try to do defensively to try to slow down this Tennessee offense that I think is hitting some certain cylinders on the right spot right now going into the final game of the season?
I think they'll definitely try to stop the run game first.
Yeah.
You know, Bishop or Star Thomas, try to keep one of them from having a big game. And I don't think they can really double anybody, Brazel or Braylon Staley or
No.
Mike Matthews. But I think they're going to probably try to eliminate the play action. Like if they stop the run, eliminate the play action, and try to stop the deep ball.
And I'm right there with you. And I think that's why Ethan Davis is uprise and the new nuance to this offense that he brings to it is just so massive. Because if they tried to bring guys in the box, that opens up the middle of the field for Ethan Davis and creates one-on-ones on the outside. So I'm right there with you. I think I saw so I can't remember who it was, but someone was saying they're going to play guys back, play 6 guys in the box, and say, "All right, y'all just try to run it in a light box." And I think last week you saw Josh Heupel and say, "Hey, let's get back to who we are, and that's run the ball down the field and control the game, and then hit big plays off of it." So I kind of liked it. I love the big play passing game, but at the same time, being balanced, it's what we've talked about all year, is the best thing for an offense. And to be able to get that run game back established is massive for Tennessee for tomorrow and in the bowl game. Let's talk just a little bit before we get into prediction and MVP and all that. About the rest of college football this week. I do kind of want to talk about the college football playoff. What do y'all think is going to happen, and what do you think with the rest of these rivalries? And then the Lane Kiffin stuff as well. I guess we'll start off with that. Right now, just a quick answer. Where do y'all think Lane Kiffin is come next Saturday?
Not at Ole Miss. I think Kiffin's going to LSU.
LSU. How about you, Joe?
Yeah, I think he's out.
You think he's out as well?
Yeah,
Tom?
they just asked it. They asked him a while ago in the post game interview if he had made his mind up yet. He said that's for tomorrow.
Yeah.
So if your answer is it's for tomorrow, that means you've already made your mind up.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah, I saw that.
Tom, what do you think?
Lane Kiffin makes me want to puke. I'm and Ed Orgeron. I hate both of them. Lane Kiffin is a selfish individual. He's one of the people that has unfortunately made our society what it is today, and it's a shame. There's people like that, unfortunately, that are an overwhelming majority at this point that they don't have any principles. They don't have any morals. I absolutely despise everything about that man. I know there's some people that would say, oh, yeah, well, bring him back. You know, he did all that kind of stuff a couple years ago when we were looking for a coach. I honestly do not care what happens with Lane Kiffin, but I hate that man. I absolutely despise everything about him. He put our football team back 10 years at least when he left and brought all those recruits. And I mean, just for what? For what? But to give you an answer to it, I think he shows his true character again this time. I think he's gone and he's going to go wherever pays him the most money. Yeah. So I don't know the inside trading on the deals and everything, but that LSU money, for all their talk about, oh, we're not going to hire another big time coach that's going to flop for $90 million. That's sure as heck looking like that's where he's going.
Yeah.
So
I think he ends up at LSU. And the crazy thing is, you know, they won, so they're in the playoff.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't see him coaching the team during the playoffs. So
it's disgusting.
I don't think the Ole Miss AD he there's some people thinks he would let him coach them throughout the playoffs. I just don't see it happening. Because for one, it's in conference, and then number two, they're kind of a rivalry. So all right, so that's that. What other game are you kind of looking at this week outside of Tennessee Vanderbilt that has kind of touched your eye a little bit that you kind of want to keep an eye on? Obviously, we talked about earlier in the chat the Ohio State Michigan game. I'll glance in and out of that just because it's football, but the one I'm very interested in, I'll probably have it recorded tonight, is the Texas A&M Texas game. Mm-hmm. I'll be watching that, keeping an eye on that during the high school football game tonight. How about y'all? How about you, Joey? I'll let you go first. What other game out there? I know you've been super busy, and you may not even have a chance to watch any football this weekend outside of the Tennessee game. But any games on the schedule that kind of piqued your eye a little bit?
Yeah, give me the Auburn Tigers.
Over
the Alabama Fighting Elephants. Yeah, I'm calling that upset.
There you go.
That would
make my day.
Takes them out of the playoff contention. Takes them out of the SEC championship.
Yes.
Give me Auburn 1,000%. Also, give me Texas. Give me
Yeah.
give me Arch Manning. I don't know why I feel that, but give me that. I think it's going to be a wild weekend. I really do.
That's a good one.
Chaos evolves. I love it. All right.
Yeah, for whatever reason,
Go ahead, Joe.
for what I was just gonna say, for whatever reason, they have us favored. I guess it's because we're at home. Uh, but I, I think I'm gonna have to jump off here in just a second. So I'm
Okay,
gonna
well,
go ahead and
and
give
give me
my,
your prediction and MVP.
I'm gonna give you my prediction. They have us favored, what, 2.5, something like that, maybe 3. Uh, give me the big daggum orange and just a massive statement to Diego Pavia and the Paviites. I'm gonna say Tennessee 49, and I'll give them 21 just because I feel like they'll score late. But I believe he ran his mouth too much. He did it last year, and it got him sacked a billion times. I hope we intercept every pass he throws. I hope they put his face mask into the dirt and he eats it. But anyway, I'll give me Joey Aguilar with a massive 450-yard game through the air and 5 touchdowns. Give it to me.
Love it. Love it. Love it.
And I hope he does the
I'll let you
Heisman.
go.
I hope he does the Heisman right in front of his mom.
Yeah. Yeah.
Peace out.
Yes. All right, bro. Hey, good seeing you.
We'll see y'all. Yes,
All right, see you, brother. See you tonight. All right, Big Mike, give me your game that you're kind of getting gonna keep an eye on, and then let Tom go, and then we'll get into our prediction and everything. I need to get Sam on here too. I don't know if Sam's gonna be able to come on, but
I've got 2 games. You took one of them, Texas A&M tonight, and I was also interested in the Auburn and Alabama game because I think Deuce Knight made his first start last week.
Yeah,
and I think he had a really big game from what I can remember. So I think Deuce Knight may cause Alabama some problems tomorrow.
Nice, I love it.
I hope so. I hope
so as well.
I'm gonna say
being a good one.
I would say I'm going to keep up on. I mean, I always watch. I don't care when it's hitting, but I always watch Michigan and Ohio State because, look, Luke, I know you're probably still in here, but I'm pulling for the Big Blue against y'all tomorrow, big guy. After what happened last year, look, I've never had skin in the game, but last year we lost to Ohio State. The last time Tennessee had played Ohio State until last year, we beat them in the Citrus Bowl, and that was like 25 years ago. So I didn't have any hate for Ohio State. Now I just kind of want them to lose, to be honest with you. I just want something to put a blemish on that season because they're probably going to play – I think they're going to play Texas A&M in the national title game. I've got Texas A&M beating the tar out of Texas tomorrow – or tonight, excuse me. I keep forgetting that's tonight. I don't know why they did that. That's kind of silly, but that's going to be one that I'm keeping up with too. I'm really interested to see how Texas A&M does because they're probably going to do it. I mean – Texas is not great defensively. They're really not. The games they've lost, they've looked really bad defensively. So I'm kind of curious to see how Texas A&M offensively does against that.
Yeah,
and Arizona State. That's another one.
That should be a good game as well, without a doubt. The way Arizona State's been running the ball lately, Noah Fafita out at Arizona, big bowl game implications for where they end up. So, all right, so let's get into our prediction, our prediction, and our MVP. Big Mike, I'm gonna let you go first. I know you got a buddy coming here in a little bit, so I'm gonna let you go ahead and if you want to, me and Tom talk for just a little bit after. So if you don't want to leave after the show ends, we talk for a little bit. So go ahead and give me your prediction, and your MVP.
Tom kind of touched on one of my keys earlier is not having a lot of stupid penalties.
Yeah.
like pre-snap penalties. I believe that's going to be a key for us tomorrow. Because I think we're going to have to score some points tomorrow. And as far as a prediction, I'm going to say Tennessee 38 and Vandy 24. My MVP is I'm going to take Braylon Staley again this week. I think
There you go.
I think he has a huge game.
There you go. I like that. Braylon Staley. I can definitely see them struggling covering him out of the slot if we
Mm-hmm.
get that run game going. All right. Sam, what's up, brother? Long time no
What's
see, man.
up?
And I
What's
know
up?
you've been busy. But tell me before you get into your prediction stuff, what you got anything you want to add about this week or talk about a game that kind of piqued your eye a little bit or then you can get into your prediction and stuff.
I can't tell you how emotional I am this week about this game. I don't care about any other game at all.
Yeah, I got
I
you.
want Diego Pavia and his stupid family to get out of the
Yeah,
state of Tennessee forever. I'm
yeah,
not kidding. I don't get how a lot of the Tennessee talk shows have not emphasized how disrespectful it is to
yeah,
say you're going to run the state of Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
We've never had this rivalry, but if Auburn ever says to Alabama, we're going to run the state of Alabama, what do you think
Oh,
those
wow,
fans
man.
would do?
Yeah, yeah,
I don't. I think the defense is going to be playing extremely motivated. I like the things they've done the last few weeks once Boo Carter's been gone.
yeah,
Um, I think we'll be able to name our score, and I hope we see the vindictive Heupel that runs it up to
yeah.
66 like he did on Missouri.
Missouri. Yes. Yes, I love that. Heck
Vandy
yeah.
may score 30 points, but I think we can. I think we can name our score on
I'm right
our
there
side
with
of the
you.
ball. I'm not worried about their supposedly good run defense that gave up 200 and something yards to Auburn, who hadn't scored more than like 20 points all year long.
Yeah,
So I'm not worried about this game. I think we're going to destroy them personally.
yeah. I'm right there with you.
And
So
then
who?
we'll be saying if we had a different kicker, what would the year be? But it's all right. If
Yeah,
we shut him up,
that's
I'm
true.
happy.
You're
That's
baiting
true.
me again, Sam. You're baiting me.
All right.
Look,
So what? I know you said name your score, so that's that. So we can whatever. But who's your MVP?
oh, Deshaun Bishop.
Deshaun Bishop.
Mm,
I like it.
that's
I
a
I
good
like
one.
want him to run all over the yard. That's why
it. There you
last week with Florida, um, our one of our offensive leaders, Deshaun Bishop from Knoxville, Arion Carter on the defensive side from Tennessee, they wanted that game last week,
Yeah.
and they went
Oh
out
yeah.
and took it.
Yeah. I agree.
And that's why I think Deshaun Bishop's going to be motivated because
Yeah.
he's from Knoxville. He know. And dude, this whole Vanderbilt experiment of Theo Vaughn's out there with him and blah blah blah, Pavia for Heisman. I could walk
Yeah.
around Nashville for the next 2 hours. I wouldn't see one Vanderbilt hat, not one
Yeah.
Vanderbilt shirt. They don't
Mhm.
exist. It's a fake fan base. Tennessee runs this state. That's how it is.
That's
And
exactly
that's my
how it
rant.
is.
Mhm.
There you go. I like it. I like it. Well, all right, Big Tom, give me your key, your prediction, and your MVP.
We just got to play sound assignment defensively. A sound assignment football defensively.
Yeah.
We're literally that we shut them down offensively on their side, they're done. Because you give our offense the ball that many times, and
Yeah.
like what Sam just said, you could write your own ticket. If you play sound defensive football, you could name your own score. You could score. It's up to you. You could score 38. You could score 55. You shut them down. That's it. I want a defensive MVP, and it's going to be AC. After his game last week, taking control of that. Look, I didn't even know it was Arian Carter that made that. He knew the play. He knew the play was coming. It was that little motion. They
Yeah.
had double on
slot
both
screen.
sides, and
Yeah.
they ran it. Oh my gosh, he read it perfectly. I thought
Oh,
it was
you
a
talking
slot
about the
corner.
trap up the middle?
Yeah, I thought it was a slot corner that made the play.
Yeah.
And then I watched more closely. I said, man, that is number 7. You know, I mean, he's just an all-star.
Yeah.
He's an excellent defensive player. I want it to be AC. Now, if it is offensively, I love Mike's pick, Braylon Staley going crazy. That'd be sick. But if it is offensive, maybe Mike Matthews goes for 150, couple touchdowns. You know, that'd be great. But I want it to be somebody on defense that completely shuts it down. And our defensive line, they're going to have to make it. You always want it to be this way. Look, if your defensive line eats first, let it happen. But we don't line up like that. We don't line up with a 5 defensive line front. Nobody does anymore. It just doesn't happen. Because also you don't want to get washed in on a counter or something. You just get washed out with the garbage. You line up with 5 or 6 defensive linemen nowadays. Somebody runs a counter, you're done. But yeah, we don't do that kind of thing. We don't usually see our defensive line control tackle-wise the entire game. It's going to be the linebackers against this kind of offense because they're running so much RPO. They're running so much of that triple option or the counter option or whatever kind of option you want to throw out there. So, yeah, I hope it's going to be AC. I would say did you even ask for score prediction? I'm just running mouth. Okay. So I'm going to say 35-21. I think that's solid. And they do get a garbage touchdown. I think they get a garbage touchdown in the fourth quarter and maybe the last 5 or 6 minutes. We know we got it. That's 35-21. And it's a solid 35. It's not going to be something where we made stupid mistakes and we cost ourselves points. It's going to be that in the first quarter, I mean, I got to be honest. I think Vanderbilt defensively, they're not as great like Sam pointed out. Yeah, they gave up a ton of yards against Auburn. They gave up a ton of yards against Alabama, a ton of yards against Missouri, and they almost cost themselves a couple of wins that they've had. Gave up a ton of yards against LSU. But in the first quarter, they didn't. They were holding some of these teams really well because they scouted them well. They know who they are offensively and defensively. They do a really good job of game prep.
I got something for you though, Tom.
Yeah.
I haven't played an offense like Tennessee's.
No.
Yeah.
I mean,
highest
if
scoring.
we do run our offense the right way and we're running tempo and we're not covering receivers up on the line and we're not holding and we're not jumping the deck, it just kills me, man. It kills me that we have cost ourselves at least 2 games this year with these stupid penalties, with the bad play calling, the horrible clock management. I mean, it just and I could get rolling, but I'm not.
Let's focus on this game.
When we run that offense the right way, dude, they're bending them over and spanking that ass. I mean, it's just going to happen.
Yeah. I'm right there with you. So you got 35-21. Big Mike, you said 38-24.
38-24.
Sam,
52-27.
What?
52-27.
52-27.
We're scoring 31 again in the first half, and he's going to put up 3 more touchdowns in the second half.
I like it. So, and
and
Joey
Pavi,
was a blowout as well.
Pavia's brothers will be blackout by halftime because they know they're not winning.
There you go.
His mom might leave the stadium.
Yeah.
Hey,
I said as long as they're not showing her, if they're showing her after the first quarter because we're blowing them out, they won't be showing her anymore. So, Tennessee, I think, controls this game from the start. I think it's outside of what Vanderbilt's done in a few other games. I think this game's completely different. I think Tennessee plays motivated. I think they go into this game like, hey, we're still playing with a chip on our shoulder. We're going to take y'all out. You think you run this state, you think again. We're at Tennessee, will always run this state. Tennessee dominates this game. I don't think it's even close. I think Tennessee wins this game 56-17. And the Pavia story will not be no longer. They may score. We may score, be 7-0. They score 7-7, and then we score 35 unanswered points. And it's a game that people thought was going to be a big game. we show them we dominate this rivalry. It's one of those games that they tried the commentators are trying to make up stories at the end of the game, try to finish out the game.
Mm-hmm.
Joey Aguilar finished his Tennessee career with the best game that Tennessee quarterbacks had as far as passing yards go. Mike Matthews, Braylon Staley, Ethan Davis, and Chris Brazel each have a passing touchdown received. And the momentum going into the offseason is so much that we will get 2 commits within the next 2 weeks. Great game from Tennessee to finish out the season. Hey, guys, I wanted to say again, thanks for we've surpassed the 100 subscriber mark. I know that's one step in the journey. We still got a long ways to go. Guys, I appreciate especially all 3 of y'all throughout the regular season. Obviously, we'll do some recruiting videos, some transfer portal videos coming up. Got basketball. Now that regular season is coming to an end, basketball is going to start going. So, great regular season. Obviously, we'll do a reaction show to the Tennessee Vanderbilt game. So we'll talk about that. But with that being said, y'all go follow us on Facebook, Rock Top Sports Talk. Go follow us on Twitter at Rocky Top Talks 1, and then give us a subscribe and give us a thumbs up on the channel. So, anything y'all want to say to end the show?
Yeah.
The last thing I'll say is, like I know how passionate I am as an East Tennessean when it comes to the state of Tennessee and what he said. Neyland is going to be the loudest it's been all year, and it's going to have a major effect.
Yep.
That's my last thought. Love you guys. I'm out. Peace.
All right. See you, brother.
Good to see you, Sam.
Good to see you, brother. All right, Tom. Yeah, I know you said you had one last thing you want to say.
Yeah, and I might get this mathematically incorrect here. We started this rivalry off. Look, this began 0-11-1 before Tennessee got their first win against Vanderbilt. And I'm going to bring this home here in a second. But that tie was the first game that had not been a loss. They were 0-11 against Vanderbilt, going all the way back to when they started playing, these 2 teams did. They finally tied, and then they finally won a game the next year. So they were 1-11-1, and then they proceeded to go 1-11-1 in the next 12. So or in the next 13. That is bad. But as Tennessee fans, we've been going through bad stuff up until the last few years. We've been having a couple decent seasons, and with the one exception of the wasted 2016 season, where I'm going with this. It's the same song and dance. We've been through the misery. We know what it's like to be miserable. What an opportunity to reestablish against Little Brother. And after what I just said about our history, the fact that they are Little Brother and they've only won 32 times against us, and 20 of those games were before 1940. I mean, What a chance for Josh Heupel to turn it around. I've been one of his biggest critics this year. What a chance for Tim Banks to show that he's turned it around, been one of his biggest critics this year. What a chance for the team to turn it around. I think maybe the worm had turned last week, even though it was a depleted Florida team. What an opportunity this weekend is to finish off the season and to just do it right, considering the history with the 2 schools, considering the trash talk and all the crap that's been going on. They got to go out and own Vanderbilt tomorrow. Own them. And I mean, absolutely send them home crying. I want that dude's mother to be crying. I mean, just the whole 9 yards, the whole way. That's all I got to say about it. They got to take care of business tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. No
but
doubt.
That is the best opportunity you're going to get.
Yeah. Anything you want to add, Michael?
I know I give a 38-24 score, but I think this very well has the potential to be like the Kentucky game a few years ago when Will Levis was kind of running his mouth and come out and we dominated them. I think this game has the potential, and I would love to see that. I just I think they will score a few points, but yeah, I'm like Tom. I mean, I want us to beat them like a redheaded stepchild.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I'm right there with y'all. I think Tennessee has every opportunity to go out and dominate. I think they do from the start and assert their dominance and show little brother exactly who they are. And Tennessee owns this rivalry, even though it's not much a rivalry because Tennessee does own it. So, y'all have a blessed day. Y'all have a great weekend. As always, go Vols.
Go Big
Vols.
Orange.
Go Big Orange.
I've been up and I've been down and I done seen it all. Was in the gym working my shot, now they pass me the ball. They never answer when I call, now I'm the one they call.